All right. All right, everybody. This is Alvin J, the most passionate non-doctor on the internet, and this is Keep the Doctor Away with Alvin J. All right, so hopefully you guys have seen or have witnessed this before, but what we're going to do is we're going to answer questions. Now, I've done this before, but I have a new format I'm doing it under, and then when I re-upload the video, what's going to happen is we're going to I'm going to put the new logo up there that I'm trying to put together right now. But for right now, it's all good. So all I want to know is where you guys are from. Okay, so I always ask that at the beginning because it always amazes me that I get people that are like from overseas and in Europe and the UK and France and Australia, and they're coming in and they want to know stuff about their health, which lets me know it's universal, right? So here we go. Let's answer some questions right here. All right, Martel, what's going on? I see. What do you think about the keto diet? Okay, we got questions already. We got to get where you're from first. Houston, Texas. I love it. Okay, Illinois. All right, I love it. Okay, he threw it in there. HT threw it in there. Devon. All right, as soon as I saw the notification, I have a question about appendectomy, an appendectomy. All right, so they're going to take out your appendix. But as far as the appendix is concerned, if you're going to do anything with your appendix, if you're going to take it out, it's fine because the appendix has basically lost its function, meaning that when you have your appendix, which is attached to the end of your large intestine, the appendix is a part of the lymphatic system. It used to send signals from the lower abdomen down here up to the liver to let it know when something was coming, a particular food was coming through the system, so that it could release a certain chemical to start breaking it down, processing it before it left, or absorbing a nutrient. So as far as taking it out, there's really no function because the liver has evolved that function on its own. However, I do not advocate the cutting out or taking out of parts of the body, especially parts of the lymphatic system or really any system in your body. However, if it is constantly a problem, it's constantly being infected, the bad side of that is you could die if it ruptures. So we don't want those kind of problems. Therefore, I'm going to ask you to, if it's chronic, take it out. If it's not, don't worry about it. Okay, so we got the UK, Mark, very good stuff. So Devon, I hope that answered your question. We got Mark, we got Cheryl back in here, Inglewood, California. Need to get sugar down. Okay, so good stuff. All right, thank you. All right, now as far as HT asked about what do I think about the keto diet? Well, keto means ketogenic, and that's a diet basically taking you off of carbs and meat. And, well, actually, some of them include meat, but what it's supposed to do is take you off the carbs because carbs are, in essence, turned into sugar, and sugars feed cancers and diseases, other antigens that infect your body. So if that is the case, and you're talking about, I guess you could say the ketogenic program, I am all for it because it mimics that of a cancer protocol diet that you would take. However, I also cut out the meats from the thing because people think they need protein for meat. The only protein that you get out of meat that you really need is a classic protein that helps build your DNA. And casein is not the best protein at all. It's a derivative of a protein that's actually quite bad for you. So remember, the primary source of protein is plants, beans. All right. The cow eats the plants and you eat the cow. So when you eat meat, you're getting a secondary source of protein. But I see why people like to eat meat because it's juicy, it's tender. You want to eat it. However, and that's your excuse to. But in reality, you don't need meat to get protein. Okay, so on top of that, you can use a protein powder. Now, we also got, it says, Cheryl asked about, it says, how do I keep my sugar down? Now, first of all, this might sound counterintuitive, Cheryl, but I'm going to tell you, deep breathe, okay? That will bring your blood pressure down and your blood sugar, because blood sugar is usually as a result of you not being able to secrete insulin enough in order to pull sugar out of your blood to make that happen. If you relax and get the cortisol out of your bloodstream, which is caused by stress, then you'll notice that will kind of correct itself on its own. Now, if you want to go full out and you want to get rid of the sugar in your blood system, there's one of two ways that you can do it. You can, over the next 2 weeks, put yourself on a fruit and vegetable smoothie regimen to where you do 2 of those a day. And you're also going to supplement that with a essential one from Andrew Lessman, and you're going to get a B complex, and you're going to include a protein powder, preferably a plant protein powder, into your diet. Within those 2 weeks, you're going to notice that your inflammation or your blood sugar should come down a lot, but that's not going to happen if you're taking a blood pressure medication, right? So make sure that you are taking. All right, so good stuff there. All right, I appreciate. Okay, no, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for asking the question. So we got other people coming in. I see we got 28 people when we started out with 2. That's already okay. So I know I got 8 thumbs up. I love it. If you guys haven't put a thumbs up in there yet, go ahead and do it. All right. So I know we don't have the stuff on Facebook like they have with the little hearts flying everywhere. You know, they stole that from Periscope, don't you? All right, but they actually. I want you guys to ask questions, and I want to be I just helping and giving out information. All right, so let me know what you guys got, and we will tell you some stuff here. All right, let me see. It says Christy. Christy wants to know, are sweet potatoes okay? Christy, I love sweet potatoes, and not because I love the taste of them, not because they have cinnamon sugar, not because I put the butter on there, 100% pure butter, and my cinnamon is all very good. However, I do want you to know that it is one of the most packed superfoods that you can eat on this planet because it is stuffed with almost every single vitamin and mineral that you need. So yams and sweet potatoes are considered superfoods. Now, they call superfood stuff that is green because most broccolis, kales, shards, collard greens, that kind of stuff, it has all of these antioxidants in there. It has all these beneficial nutrients in there. But even those are surpassed by a sweet potato. So that's why I love it. All right. And the more orange it is, the more bright it is, the more antioxidants it has in there. All right. The more nutrients it has in there. Okay. Good stuff. All right. I like this. Okay. Oh, I like this. Look at this. We got a nice message board, thumbs up in here. I love it. So she put a whole bunch of them in here. Okay. It says, what's your opinion of deep frying in coconut oil? I like potatoes. All right. Now, if you're going to deep fry, I would rather you do it in no other medium than coconut oil, because coconut oil, once it heats up, it does not change the chemical structure, because at room temperature, it is a liquid. So I really like it for that respect. But just to go to the opposite side, never do that with vegetable oil, canola oil, safflower oil, any of the other type of oils, because when you put that high heat on oils like that, it releases free radicals. And that is a direct line to cancer. Okay, so just a little heads up. All right, love the coconut oil. And even with the coconut oil, you don't even have to do it on high heat if you're going to boil or cook something. Now, some people don't like the taste of coconut oil. If that is the case, I also recommend the only other oil I like, which is avocado oil. Okay, so it's one of those ones that it doesn't break down as easily either, and it does add a better flavor than coconut oil to your food should you be cooking with oil. So only 2 I recommend. Even extra virgin olive oil, it burns too easily. Okay, so it'll break down too easily. But those 2, use them. All right. Okay, so we got it here. All right, I'm bouncing around. I love it. Okay, you know what? Somebody asked me the other day, what does your board say? Well, I got this thing up here. It says more methods, more hope. Okay, so I'll let you guys see it just in case you haven't seen it yet. But it says more methods, more hope. Now, the reason I have that up there is because I figured the more I learn and the more methods I learn, the more natural stuff I learn, the more articles I read, the more I go over this medical stuff, the more I will be able to help more people. So that's the only reason. It's the only reason I do it. So I put that up there because I wanted to, I guess, put into words what I'm thinking when I'm trying to work on something. Okay, so good stuff. Thanks. Cheryl said thanks. All right, Cheryl, I'm glad we helped you. Good. All right. And let me see. Mark says, but isn't a sweet potato starchy and not alkaline? Okay. Well, of course it's starchy, all right, but it depends on what you do when you break it down. What do you get out of it? So it really doesn't matter if it's alkaline or not. You're using it for the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, not per se to alkalize your blood. You can use baking soda for that. You can use alkaline water for that. So yes, so don't think that all benefits have to come from the one food, but it is a superfood. Okay, so good stuff. Good question, Mark. Good question. He's been rocking with me for a while here. Okay, I see Duran forward. All right, like this video. Duran, I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Okay, so we got Jeff here. He says, what do you think about drinking pink Himalayan sea salt water? Now, if I'm doing it for a cleanse, I think it's great. But if you're doing salt for salt's sake, I'm wondering why. Now, if you have a craving for salt or you need salt, that's one of the best ones you can take. But remember, pink Himalayan sea salt does not contain iodine. So if you're trying to get a source of iodine, you might as well go ahead and supplement that. And 2% iodine is strong enough. That's the dilute I use in order to keep every once in a while. I don't do this every day. Every once in a while, maybe once or twice a month, not per month, every 2 months. Once a month or once every 2 months, I would take like a couple of drops of iodine just to make sure my thyroid stays healthy and I got enough to where everything is functioning normally, because I really pay attention to my body and I know when something is going wrong. And that's where I want to get you all to. When you're listening to me on this, I don't want you to keep listening to me to get your questions answered. I want you to be able to self-sustain and be able to answer these questions for yourself. So when you notice something in your body and all of a sudden you say, let's say for instance, oh, I got some stubborn love handles or belly fat, and then you'll go right back and say, yeah, Alvin J said that's what we were supposed to do with this, so I'm going to try that, and it worked. So that kind of stuff. I want you to be able to, out in public, just in real time, be able to deal with your problems because you know what to do. So I don't want you to come back and keep asking questions to me. I want you guys to learn this stuff so that you have it. Okay, that's the purpose, for you to have it. Okay, but I got to tell you, I love having you guys on the live. So I can't lie about that. I love having you guys on the lives. Okay. So it says, I put it in coffee with cinnamon. Is that okay? Coffee and cinnamon, of course it's okay. Now, as far as the coffee is concerned, you might want to go organic because they do have GMO and chemicals, phthalates and stuff like that in regular coffee. But if you got some organic coffee, you don't have to worry about that. And even the caffeine will be flushed out of your system by your liver, okay? So you're not putting any excess strains on your liver unless you're eating the SAD diet, the standard American diet. And then you might have some additional problems with your liver cleaning that junk out of there. But caffeine, no big deal. Your liver deals with that quite easily, all right, because it should be adept at it if you're a constant coffee drinker anyway. Okay, good stuff. We got Mark. Cheers. All right, thank you, Mark. Good stuff. All right. What? Naturable. All right. I like that. I'm drinking borax and sea salt water. You know what? I've never heard of anybody drinking borax, and I heard they use it to clean clothes, but I'm assuming that it's a derivative of baking soda because it's the same consistency and the same color. Let me know about borax. Why are you doing borax? What did you hear about it? What was that? What's the purpose behind it? Okay. So we got LL. What's going on, man? I see you in here again. He always is in here asking questions, so I love it. Okay, so LL, good to see you, man. I drink it for the minerals. Okay, so good stuff. I did not know borax supplied minerals as far, but I'm gonna have to look at that. I'm always writing stuff down because I'm always researching stuff. So let me get that one. Okay, here we go. We got some borax, and he said it was for the minerals. I want to check that out. Yes. If it works out, I might be doing it myself, okay? So let's see what we got. We got Lori in the house. I'm good stuff. Does losing weight prevent cancer recurrences? I would say indirectly, yes. Yes, it does indirectly, because here's the thing. Your fat cells will take in any junk that is in your body. Junk breaks down tissue. And if you break down tissue, you increase your chances of getting cancer. And that's what people don't know about this. So, however, when you say losing weight, that's true. If you lose weight, meaning you lose the trash collecting cells, then you have less of a chance or incidence of breaking down tissue, and thus less of a chance of contracting or having cancer take over certain parts of your body. See, cancer only takes over in a certain part of the body because that's the weakest part. Okay. So if you get get a brain tumor, I can safely assume that some of your brain tissue is breaking down. You have more space in there that is normal, and now the cancer has room to proliferate and grow, thus tumors and stuff like that. If it happens in your gut, okay, some people got colorectal cancer. That means that your intestine has probably got holes shot through it, leaky gut, and then all of a sudden, because it's torn down or broken down, there are no white blood cells that can go to the area and kill the cancer anymore because you've destroyed the pathways. Therefore, now optimum place for cancer to pop up and now take over. So just some indirect ways that can happen. True. Very true. So I can say indirectly yes to that. So if you lose weight, less apt to get cancer, but it's an indirect relationship. Okay, good stuff. We got borax as a source of boron. I read about it in Earth Clinic. All right, Earth Clinic. You know what? Let me write that down too, because I want to see. I might like that publication. I'm already a member of the New England Journal of Medicine. So you said Earth Clinic. Gotcha. All right. So good stuff. It says, Christy says, have you always been slim? Well, I look kind of slim now, but as far as, no, I can't say that I have, because when I say slim, I've only been slim or in shape when I was younger because I played sports. I played basketball and I played golf and all that kind of stuff. So I was always moving. I was always running. I was always doing something. But when that slowed down and I got into my late 20s, early 30s, I gained a lot of weight. So I shot from 180 pounds. That was my normal cruising weight until I hit about 29. And then all of a sudden I just start packing on pounds. And by the time I was probably 31, 32, it didn't take long, but I was riding at about 270 pounds. All right. Now I went from 170, 180 to 270, 280. And that's a 100-pound difference. So that's the difference in obesity. Morbid obesity. So I was just like, okay, but you couldn't see it that well on me because I'm tall. I'm 6'4", so I'm naturally heavy, but you could see it on me. You could see my face fill out. You could see I didn't have definition in my chest and my arms and my shoulders. So you could see I did not have a kind of a slender waist. You could see it was big love handles. So I haven't always been, and I stayed that way for 3-4 years and I use the excuse, I love eating. I love food and food loves me. So I wasn't worried about being healthy back then. But when I started experiencing my extreme bouts of eczema, when I started getting fat and noticing that I was having rashes on my body, when I noticed that my skin or my cuts and injuries would not heal as fast as they should have, I was just like, and this was the big one, I got a flu and it lasted 2 weeks. I was just like, oh no, this is not happening. So I went ahead and I decided to do something about it. So it took a minute, but yeah. So you got to think about that kind of stuff. Okay. Now it says, thank you. Makes sense. Okay. So good stuff, Marva. Okay. So Christy, thank you for that question. All right. What about asparagus to treat cancer? I use any green to treat cancer, but asparagus is especially a good one because it has plenty of antioxidants. And I like the greens because they steadily supply, and usually they're always packed with more than any other thing with what they're supposed to have. So if you need magnesium, manganese, zinc, anything as far as a nutrient, it's there, sodium, it's there to put it back for you, and it's usually not lacking in that thing. So that's why I like the greens, especially asparagus. That's a good one. So don't forget, everybody likes the tips, asparagus tips, because they're tender, but the root, the whole thing, if you cook it long enough, it becomes soft too. So don't forget, the stem is the part with the most nutrients because it has the most color. Okay, good stuff. If a diabetic gets their A1C to 5 or below, do they not have diabetes anymore? Or are they always a diabetic, just that it's under control from the symptoms, etc.? That's with any condition in your body. If you don't see it, you don't have to go by a reading. If you don't see it and nothing is different in your body and you can eat whatever you want and it does not result in you having a acute episode right then and there, then you don't have a condition or a disease. So no, you're not a diabetic just because you've had diabetes in the past. And I would even argue that that's even a relevant condition as far as a doctor putting it on and saying that you're in a certain range, that you're now a diabetic. And now they're trying to say, oh, you're pre-diabetic, you're approaching diabetes. Well, all of us are. If you eat 2 donuts today, right now, if I measure you right after that, you're pre-diabetic. Okay, so just if it fluxes every minute, not every day, not every week, month, every minute it fluctuates. So if the doctor catches you at a bad time, oh, you got diabetes today. But if he catches you at another time, oh, you're just fine. So don't buy into this stuff. It's what happens consistently over time. All right, it has to be averaged out. You can't use one incidence and say, oh, you got it. Doesn't work that way. Okay, it doesn't work that way. Okay. All right, it says here, LAL, just got over the flu, still recovering. It's 2 weeks later. I know, see, that's too long. See, for my flus, now it's a maximum of 3 days. All right, I just had a bad one. All right, maximum of 3 days. Now, the only problem with me is I let it happen too, because I don't try to stop it. I don't go to the stores to try to stop it. But my mucus lingers for like a week and a half after I've gotten rid of something. So I don't like it, but I let it happen because I know it's trying to flush stuff out of my system. So I'm just, I just blow my nose, or, sometimes you spit a little bit. But in that case, I'd rather let that happen than trying to stop every single symptom. I let my body work. All right, so that's why I advocate you guys. Let your body work. Let it do its job. Don't try to apply this and put this. I know if something gets real bad, like if you get migraine headaches, you can't take migraine headache medication every day, because if you do, you become dependent on it and your migraines get worse over time because you're trying to mask the symptoms every time something happens instead of what? Fixing the problem. Okay, so just remember that. All right, Sharon says, oh man, I'm late. What's up? All right, Sharon, you're not late. We only been out here for a little while. I got to go because I have company here. All right, not in town, but in my very house, and I can't be rude. So in about 9 more minutes, I'm going to get out of here. So hopefully I can answer some more questions. Now, let's do some rapid fire here. Do you eat 100% organic produce? Yes, I do. I go to Sprouts, me too, and they have both organic and conventional. Thought they were conventional was still somewhat natural. It is if you can wash it properly and get all of the pesticides, herbicides off of the vegetables, but some of it is grown in that stuff, the phthalates, the Roundup Ready, the stuff that renders men sterile. So that's why I try to stay away from that stuff. I actually bought some Roundup to kill some weeds in my yard, and tell you the truth, I look like a scientist out there in my yard because I got goggles on, I got a mask on, not even a mask, a respirator, and I got 2-3 pairs of gloves on because if it touches your skin, phthalates renders men sterile over time. So no, I ain't touching it. I don't want to have any part of it. So good stuff there. Okay, good stuff. It says, Martell, I want some natural tips to attack belly fat. Protein in the morning, first thing you get up. Don't eat anything else for an hour after that. Go on about your day, and boom, you're going to start losing weight. Now, I just learned a tip from a young lady who just left this on my blog. Her name was Bailey. And Bailey said that if you lay on your back, tuck your knees to your chest, and pull your knees to your chest and breathe all the way out as long as you can, holding your breath out, and then start breathing and pumping your stomach up against your folded knees, you lose weight fast. And she says she lost 18 pounds in 20 days doing that. So I decided to try it just when she said it. All right. And actually, it was this morning. All right. So I decided to try it. And from the looks of it, she wasn't lying. That is one hell of a workout. And I didn't think that's like a yoga technique or something, but it does work. So that's a quick one for you. Okay. So Martell, jump on that and see what you think as far as that. You want that flat belly? Tell me what you think about that. But protein, first thing you get up in the morning, preferably a plant powder, and then no food 1 hour after, then going about your day. Boom, you should see a nice, consistent weight loss doing that every morning. Okay, I drink apple cider vinegar every day. Helps for joint pain. It also helps for weight loss. Okay, so you're going to have joint pain loss, and you're going to have weight gain or weight loss. I'm sorry, weight loss. So I like apple cider vinegar. A lot of benefits to that. And in case you guys didn't know, I wouldn't do this, but you can use it as a deodorant. Okay, you can wipe it under your arms, and it will keep the odors and bacteria gone. Okay, so good stuff. What's I drink? Okay, what is? I can't see it. What is it about immune disease? When antibodies and lymphocytes are too high and attack its own body, can be because hidden cancer cells somewhere in the body. Ivana, all right, you have hit it right on the head. To me, okay, if you listen, if anybody who follows me know, they know I'm going to say this, but there's no such thing as autoimmune disease, okay? They just tell you that as a classification, okay? They say in almost every medical book, your body mistakenly attacks itself so that you can so we have to do something to treat that particular condition because the body has somehow become stupid and your white blood cells are now attacking your own. No, it's because you have things lodged into your cells that require you, okay, to flush them out. And when you can't, because we can't let them go back into your bloodstream because they'll cause harm, guess what happens? Your white blood cells start attacking those areas because it knows that there is a problem. There is an adjuvant. There is a chemical. There's an additive. There's a preservative in there that's stuck. And your white blood cells are trying to attack and kill that thing. Coincidentally, it just makes your body parts react and look weird when they're in there. But your white blood cells are not dumb. They don't attack for no reason. They only attack when there is a problem. So if you flush your joints, you flush your tissue, and you flush your liver, guess what? You don't have autoimmune diseases anymore. And I know because I've gotten rid of this and now over 15 people. I am so happy about that. So psoriasis, rheumatoid arthritis, that kind of stuff, gone. So about 30 days, gone. They had it for 18 years, gone. So I'm so proud of that. That's why I'm shaking and I'm being so over the top with it because I love when I see and get results for people. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so okay. They're playing mental games. Okay. LL say they're playing with his mind. Okay. Diabetic, yes. Yeah, so it goes back and forth. So you guys are going to notice there's a big disparity in range as far as when they tell you about your A1C and all that stuff with diabetes because truthfully, it just depends on what time or part of day that they catch you. That your reading will be up here at 2 o'clock in the or in the afternoon when you're wrangling the kids and doing stuff, and it'll be down here in the morning when you just got up from sleeping. It's just it's asinine what they do to people nowadays just for the sake of getting them on medication so they can get a kickback for the money. It's just bull. All right, but I'm here. That's why I'm here, the people's advocate. All right, Christy say I love Sprouts. I know I hang out in there. I love the layout of it. I love the organic foods, but don't fall for it now. Packaged organic food is not organic food. They're USDA organic, meaning they filled out an application and they jumped through the hoops to call it organic. But if it's packaged, it's not really that organic. It's still going to go through machines, processing, stuff like that, and it's not going to be the best for you. Now, is it better than its counterpart? Slightly. So if you're going to do it, do the organic stuff, but there's hardly going to be zero difference between regular gummy bears and organic gummy bears. Okay, just telling you. Okay. How do I know when your immune system is strong? Usually, Mara, you don't experience any sickness. Like when you see people around you and they got colds and stuff like that, you're automatically guaranteed almost to get it. So if you're around people with colds and flus and you notice that you're not getting it, that's a good indication that you have a strong immune system. If you notice scratchiness in your throat, beginning of a cold, and all of a sudden it goes away, or you don't even experience the cold at all when people around you have, that's a good indication your immune system is strong. Now, you can go get a blood test. That's up to you if you want to go spend the money to know. But outwardly appearing, unless you are attacked with an antigen, there's no way to tell because you're healthy otherwise. But if you're around people who are sick and then a few days later you don't get sick, you probably pretty much bet you got a nice, strong immune system. If you got kids, you know. If your kids get sick and you don't, boom, that's automatic proof immune system is really good. Okay. So just, it doesn't have to be scientific. You don't have to get a blood test for everything. Just look for certain things in your life that make this work. Okay. I like it. I'm always bloated no matter what I eat. I don't know what to do. Okay, so saying about, but I think it's called pronounced Vichy. Okay, so as far as the bloating is concerned, bloating usually happens as a response by your white blood cell, in particular your basophils, and they secrete something called heparin or histamine. Histamines are what cause bloating and swelling. And if you want to get rid of bloating and swelling in your body, you're going to have to tame that. Now, that means curb your allergic response. You do that with healthy eating and foods, but that doesn't work for some people. So I'm going to give you one right now. I want you to do something called colostrum. And I've been doing some research on it. I got it in my cabinet right now, and I'm taking it as part of a cancer protocol. One of the side effects of colostrum is it repairs almost instantly your intestinal tract, your digestive tract. So if you got leaky gut, colostrum it's almost like a miracle. But, and I'm testing it right now, and I've noticed some differences, even in my muscle tone, because bodybuilders are using, instead of doing steroids, the natural people are doing colostrum, because the bovine colostrum has actually been proven to reverse aging and build muscle tissue and increase severely testosterone. So those men of you out there who are looking for strong erections, you're having sexual relations, and all of a sudden you can't keep the erection for a long time, or women with a decreased sex drive, colostrum might be one of your best bets. So as far as bloating, I have seen that is a positive side effect of colostrum. Now, if you don't want to do colostrum, you don't want to do that, I'm testing it out. Like I said, I try everything on myself before I advocate it for anybody else. So remember, I'm the guinea pig. So I'll let you know what's going on. But I got to say this caveat, I'm not a woman. So I can't tell how the many hormones will react to this. That's why I have people on my YouTube channel who try the stuff, and then they come back to me and they say, well, it works like this and they work like that. And I thank goodness to God for those people, because they are adamant about letting me know what works and what doesn't, because they want the information to be correct. So I'm just like, I'm blown away by the work that they put in to do that. So yes. Okay, good stuff. Okay, and let's go ahead. So I will say colostrum. If you don't want to do the colostrum and you can't get with the bovine, I would say do what they call nutritional or activated yeast. Okay, it's the same thing. They just call it different things depending on where you get it. So activated or nutritional yeast. Okay, works out. So try it for your bloating. Okay, I think you'll be quite surprised. Okay, now, what are your thoughts about taking food grade hydrogen peroxide? I love it, but not every day. I love it, not every day. Every 2 weeks, every month, yes. But every day, no. You cannot, if you do hydrogen peroxide, I don't care if it's food grade or not, hydrogen peroxide acts as an alcohol, and it will break down certain things you don't want broken down, like proteins, and you start peeing them out. So, no. Okay, so not every day, but I love the use of it because it does purify and it does detoxify. Okay, so ginger, yes, that's a good anti-inflammatory, even stronger than that, turmeric, just like Naturable said. Very good. All right. What does your morning smoothie supposed to do for me? It's supposed to do everything, okay? It's a whole body treatment for what you're going through. That's why I put the vitamins and minerals in there. That's why I hardly have any health problems. Now, the health problems I do have stemmed or originated from when I was a kid, and I was poisoned by a large chemical company who will remain nameless, but they often compare to the devil and hell. But they actually released something in the water, and I lived in a poor neighborhood, and we were using the water, so I ended up with having to get a surgery. I had an esophageal stricture in the middle of my chest, so my esophagus narrows in the middle as a birth defect, a congenital birth defect, as my mother had from using and drinking this water as I was pregnant with, she was pregnant with me. So, it's stuff like that from childhood, but I don't complain about it. I have to chew my food a little bit more carefully than other people. However, I found that my life is great. It's wonderful. And no matter what happens to me, I'm still going to live my life to the fullest. As you can see, I'm doing this guy out here, and I love doing this for you all. So, that's just something I'm just throwing out there. Okay. Good stuff. He said cumin seeds. All right. So soaked in hot water and drink this after it cools. Good stuff. All right. So I have forgotten all about that. Somebody told me about that a long time ago, and I was doing it because I was bloating for a while there before I started doing the healthy stuff, though. But now that I do the healthy stuff, I don't experience the bloating at all anymore. I don't even have keloid skin anymore. My skin used to keloid when I get cut or injured, and now Nothing. Okay. So, Alvin, what is your natural fever reducer for babies to adults? I don't use anything for fever reducers, especially not Tylenol. Please, please, please do not give your kids Tylenol. It's the most dangerous drug in America, especially for children. All right. If you give a child Tylenol, you're giving them a concentrated drug or medication that tears down cartilage. What is a child when they're young? They are mostly cartilage. So you cannot stop proteoglycan production because you're actually, literally, in real time, stunting their growth. Okay. So I actually, that's a good question. I like that one. How do you spell colostrum? Put an O after the S and you got it right. Okay. LL. There you go. So put an O after your L and that's how you spell it. All right. I think it's an O. It might be a U at the end, colostrum. All right. You know what, LL, let's not leave it to chance. Let me look it up for you. Okay. You guys are on a computer. You could probably do it, but let's see. Colostrum. Let's see if I spelled it right. It is with a U. Okay. I got it. All right. It is with a U. So colostrum. All right. I'm taking it in powder form right now. It's packed with all kinds of stuff, but I'm just seeing how it works. I don't know if I'm going to take it long term, but I do have to test it out because if I'm going to tell people about it, I have to be doing it myself to make sure that everything is safe. And I do vary the amounts. I take a little bit, I take a whole bunch to make sure that, does this hurt? Does my stomach hurt? Do I start to vomit? Do I feel nauseous? I got to figure that stuff out for you before you take it. And extrapolate that from me being a 6'4" dude to a young lady who might be 5'2", 110 pounds. So you got to be able to do the calculations. All right. So I'm going to, oh no, I've gone past my time. I am being a rude host. All right. So let's go ahead here. All right. I really have to thank all of you for stepping in here. Okay. I see Samaya, Ilm, all right, Naturable, LL. I really do appreciate you guys coming by. Shabam, all right. I appreciate you. How do you improve distance vision? You do distance exercises. I actually have a video on that. So watch my video on how to improve your vision naturally. And we'll go back and forth on that. So I love it. So the mom's review. Thank you too. I love all the thumbs up and the hearts. I like that. She was doing what I asked earlier, which was give a bunch of thumbs up and hearts so we could beat those people on Periscope and Facebook. That's what I'm talking about. West Side, even though I'm from the East. All right. So let's go here. I'll see you guys. I really do appreciate you coming on, spending some time with me. Remember, I'm going to start doing a segment like this, hopefully every week, but I got my course and I'm helping people get rid of cancer. So hopefully it'll be every week. I'm going to try to get on here because I really do appreciate you guys' time and energy. So remember, keep the doctor away with Alvin J. That is going to be the new segment. And I really do appreciate you guys coming by. Lowrider, I like to see you in here. Okay. I thank you. I didn't see DeJang today, but I'm sure she's lurking somewhere. I'll talk to you guys later. I really do feel the gratitude from you all. I really hope that I talk to you later. Peace. And I appreciate you guys as well.